Hello everybody, it's here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In today's video, like what we've been doing the past couple of videos in order of the playlist, we'll be taking care of some more side quests across Zora's domain. Let's see how long we can keep this record going. So, the first side quest we'll be taking care of, we'll be going over here and talking to this guy. Torfu. Your name sounds like tofu. Hey, Hylian, do you think you're able to appease Ripto? You turned out to be a pretty incredible guy. In fact, I wonder if you can do this too. Exterminate the Hinox by Ralis Pond. Surely. Okay, in that case, give it a try. For he who saved the domain, this should be a piece of fish cake. Fish cake? I wonder what that would look like. Go on, I'm counting on you. The Giant of Ralis Pond. Alright, so you mentioned that there's going to be a Hinox around there, so the quickest way to get over to Ralis Pond, which by the way, if you have no idea where that is, it's just a pond right over here. The quickest way to get over there is by going to Daka Kika Shrine. That's going to be pretty nice. So when I was preparing this Let's Play, I wrote down that the quickest route to get over there was to go through the waterfall. But I'm completely wrong about that, because I just found not too long ago that a even faster route to get over there is by walking down this path over there. And that's going to be pretty interesting. So one thing I want to say right now is that I do apologize that there have been quite a number of videos recently that just haven't really done much for the story. We've been focusing on Sidequests stuff recently. The thing is, this game is absolutely massive. There's a lot of side quests and things like that, and this is a 100% Let's Play, so there are going to be moments like that where it just seems like we're going to be doing nothing but side content for a while, so I do apologize for that. But what I don't apologize for is the fact that we now get to fight a Hinox! Yay! Ralis Pond Hinox. So one thing worth mentioning is that there are actually quite a number of Hinoxes across the Linear region. So I won't blame you if you tracked one down and think the one you fought was the right one, because during a live stream when I was doing the Linear Koroks, or at least the first one, I mentioned that there was another Hinox somewhere around here, and I thought that was the one for the side quest, but that's actually not the case. It's this one. And I'm going to switch my bow because the zoom-in thingy is going to be annoying me. We have a Lino bow. Alright, let's use that. We haven't actually demonstrated one of these kind of bows yet, so if you see a times 3 thingy on the bow, that means that you actually be able to fire 3 arrows at once. It only consumes 1 arrow itself, so that's pretty nice. Even though it's going to be firing 3 arrows at once, it only actually consumes 1 arrow that you're using. Physics! That's how that works. Same strategy before applies here as well. You want to fire the arrow at the Hinox's eyeball. And then I personally like using a two-handed weapon and doing a spinning attack when it's stunned, because that seems to do a lot of damage quickly. But it also broke easily because we're bad at video games apparently. Let's use a Lionel sword because I feel like it. So let's go with that. Except you're covering your eyeball now, so that's not very nice. But luckily, we have Stasis Plus on our side. That broke way too fast. That broke a lot faster than I thought I was going to, so that's not very good. The Stasis Plus, you get that from the Slated for Upgrade side quest in the Hatana region, so that's pretty nice. What's not nice is the fact that this jerk ripped up a tree. I mean, how do you think the tree feels about that Hinox? That is not being environmentally friendly at all. You're just being mean. Let's attack you. This is not a good camera angle. Go! I'm like 99.8% sure I've demonstrated this trick already. But one thing you can do with the Hinox if you only care about getting the weapons of it is that you can sneak up next to it and then climb on top of its hand. It's a lot easier to do with Stasis Plus because you can freeze it temporarily and then run over towards it. But then remember that for bigger enemies like this, Stasis Plus doesn't last very long. It's raining now! Why is it raining? not gonna be that big of a deal because we don't really need to climb that much when we fight this enemy. But why is it raining? Alright, let's get the weapons and things like that. Let's take that. Alright, that wasn't entirely that smooth. It just standing up like that does that much damage? That is not nice at all. That is very not nice. Alright, so what's a good meal to eat? I want to eat... Why not? And a couple apples. Alright, so I believe the Hinox that we fought before was a red one, which is like the lowest tier of a Hinox we'll be facing on our journey. This is a blue Hinox, so it's going to be a tier higher, which means that it does a lot more damage. So, even though we have plenty of hearts, this enemy can still deal a couple one-hit kill moves, so you definitely want to be careful with this thing. Stasis Plus can be helpful if you need to get a little bit of help aiming at the eyeball. Of how you get the Stasis Plus, in case you missed that episode, is that you get the Slate for Upgrade side quest in the Hateno region at the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab, and that's pretty fun. So, I want to avoid you. Let's see if we can get that to work again. And I know I said before that I'd be trying to avoid using that strategy, but it's been a while since that video, so I think it's a good time to use it if I feel like it. A spear weapon is also pretty good if you're having trouble... Owie! A spear weapon is also a good weapon to use if you're having trouble aiming at the eyeball. You can use a spear to attack at a fairly big distance, so that's pretty nice. The one thing was called a roasted porgy, and that made me think of Star Wars Last Jedi. I don't care what anyone says, those poor good creatures ain't justified anything wrong with that movie. I haven't really talked about this yet, but I gotta say, I absolutely love the architecture of Zora's Domain. This is easily my favorite version of this place in any Zelda game we've ever seen. Like the one on Majora's Mask, that one will always have a soft place in my heart because that was the first one that I ever saw. But this one's just absolutely gorgeous. The way that everything curves all beautifully and things like that, and the coloring of everything. The architecture of this place is just absolutely gorgeous. And that's another thing that I really love about Breath of the Wild, and I don't really see a whole lot of people talk about. The architecture of these towns is absolutely fantastic. Every town is different looking. You can very clearly tell they were built by different societies, and that amount of attention to details is absolutely amazing. But enough about that, because we've taken care of the Hinox, so now let's go talk to Tofu again. I know his name is Torfu, but his name sounds like Tofu, that's what I'm calling him. That stench. Could you perhaps defeat the Hinox by Ralis? How could you tell that by smelling me? Do I smell that bad? What? You really did? I can't. Wow, thank you, really. I knew it. The champion who saved the domain is in a whole other league. Please take this. Consider it a small token of my immense gratitude. And we get 100 rubies. I guess you beat me to dealing with that Hinox. I really want to get stronger. Aww. Giant of Ralis Pond complete. One thing worth mentioning about that side quest is that if you've already defeated that Hinox, then you can just talk to that guy again and immediately finish it until a blood moon happens. If you defeat it and a blood moon happens on your way to talk to that guy again, then unfortunately you do have to fight it again. Something else worth mentioning about that side quest is that that one, you need to defeat Divine Beast for Ripto to be able to take care of it. So that's something worth mentioning, but I think for the most part, pretty much everything else will be taken care of in this video. We can take care of any time. At least I think so. As we go across these side quests, I'll be sort of double checking my notes to make sure that the ones we'll be taking care of don't have any requirements or anything like that. And that's going to be pretty amusing. If we talk to the happy couple, something interesting is that Jason will be able to tell you about some of the different towns across Hyrule as well, so that's pretty well worth mentioning.
Well, well, it is always nice to have a visitor here. Thank you for journeying to our fair Zora's domain. Wait a minute, you're Link. The perpetrator who forced Lady Mipha to join his crusade 100 years ago, only to be destroyed by Calamity Ganon. As though I could never forget that face. You should know that the elderly here who loved Lady Mipha still remember, and they still resent you. I, however, resent the deed and not the person. I also believe in allowing the mistakes of the past to wash away. Link, I have retired from my role as a priest. I'm now living my life free from the material concerns of this world. However, ever since I retired, each day is more boring than the last. Spending day after day in idleness, only to pass from this world soon. Link, as I'm sure you're well aware, the afterlife lays claim to all. We never know when it will begin. If during your travels you meet any engaged couples, I would like you to introduce them to me. Joining two souls is a true honor, one I shall stake my life on. Just one more wedding, and I shall be fulfilled.
That sounds like something we could keep an eye out for on our journeys. Is this guy supposed to be like that? This guy's walking around in a circle. Alright, let's go talk to you. They say Ripto's calmed down, and yet... Go on. Ah, it is you, Link. I am sorry. I was talking to myself. What's wrong? The truth is, my wife left and hasn't come back yet. After the Divine Beast Ripto started rampaging, she went out to go fishing like everything was normal. And now Ripto has settled down, but she still hasn't returned. I'm afraid the worst has happened. If only I'd stopped her from leaving. Oh, what to do? I'll find her. Link, you saved Zora's domain, and now you're going to help me find my Mai as well? You are a true champion. I'm sorry to put this burden on you, but please, please bring her home. A wife washed away. I think it's you also says something about that. Do you need something? What's wrong? I think just leave me alone. Now to complete the A Wife Washed Away side quest, we're going to need to leave Zora's domain. So I think it would probably be a good idea to also start another side quest that will require us to leave this place before we actually go. So let's go talk to this kid. I actually don't know how old these are supposed to be, because Zora children in Majora's Mask were depicted to be like tadpoles, but these kids are definitely not tadpoles, but they're apparently old enough to date, so I don't know.
What is it? Oh, hey, mister. You've got a weird face.
My mommy said never to talk about it.
A Hylian? Never met one of those before. If you're a Hylian, that means you came from really far away, and you apparently can't read. You didn't happen to see my mom Mai on the way here, did you? Ever since the water monster went crazy, Mom hasn't come home yet. But I mean, I bet she'll come home sooner or later. Hopefully sooner. So I'm catching frogs and selling to earn money for our family, just until Mom comes home. Yep. Since Mom hasn't come back from fishing yet, I've been catching hot-footed frogs and selling them to earn some money for our family. You were just pitying me, weren't you? You felt sorry for me, didn't you? Well, I don't need your pity. If you want to help me, donate some hot-footed frogs. You can find them easily on rainy days. I really need you to get some for me. 5 frogs will be enough. Got it? And we'll talk to this person. Do you need something? What's wrong? It's not a Hylian's business. So this kid will talk to us a bit more coldly than the other one. These two are brothers. It doesn't really imply that much, but they are the children of Frank and Mai. Now, for the Wife Washed Away side quest, we need to go over here. But I think we're actually going to make a stop by the Dueling Peaks stable first, and it'll make sense why in a moment. Now, the reason why I wanted to go to the Dueling Peaks stable was because if we talk to Beetle... What are you looking for? Are you selling? What have you got?
Beetle will actually sell some hot-footed frogs. He only has 3 and we need 5. Okay. I'm gonna need to look over my notes real quick because I don't remember off the top of my head if any other merchants sell. Oh, goody, there's one. So if we go over here to the Wetland Stable... and one more pit stop to another beetle. Or same person who apparently has the magical ability to teleport around the world faster than we can. Can I talk to me? There we go. Yeah, so this guy will also sell hot-footed beetles as well. In the description below, I'll have a list of all the merchants who will sell hot-footed frogs. Blah, I cannot talk. But one thing that is definitely worth mentioning is that it's a good idea to stock up on hot-footed frogs if you have every intention on upgrading your armor. Because if you have 30 hot-footed frogs, then you can use those to upgrade your climbing gear to the maximum amount that they can be upgraded to. If you take them to the Kakariko Village Great Fairy. Before I forget, since we're over here by the Wetland Stable anyway, getting the frogs for that one kid, there's another side quest over here that won't take very long at all, so we might as well go take care of it now. Alright, so what do you have to say, buddy? What should I do? I'm terrified of deep water. Oh, sorry, I was lost in thought. I can't believe I'm about to share this with you, but I'm absolutely stumped. Have you seen that strange shape down at the bottom of the river? It's hard to make out, but I'm pretty sure it's a treasure chest. But I can't figure out how to fish it out of there. I guess I need some kind of machine or something to get it out. I'm so curious about what's inside that chest, I can't even sleep. Riverbed Reward. Now, I would make fun of you because this isn't really deep water, but I understand that not even Link can swim that deep, and there are people who are legitimately afraid of that deep water, so I'm not going to make fun of anybody. So, we go over here, and you know what? Let's smack him with the treasure chest. Whee! I'm a mean person. The treasure chest! Incredible! I can't believe you managed to get out that treasure chest out of there! Hurry up and open it! I don't know what kind of wizardry you use, but that's incredible. And yeah, what was inside the treasure chest? It was a sword. What? A cool sword, you say? Whatever, I don't even really want that life-changing treasure anyway. Well, at least I can relax now that I know what was inside. Thanks. Riverbed Reward complete. Easiest side quest ever. But there's actually something pretty fun about this one, so let's move on to the imaginary land of... That person's getting chased by a bogoblin. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can save them. Wow, thanks. I might have been that thing steal without you. What do I have to give you in return? How's this? Not too bad. Saved again. Am I so wrong for just wanting to sit by the river? It's getting so I can't even take a walk anymore. That's life these days, I guess. Whatever. I'm going back to the stable. This poor girl. This Octorok is shooting stuff and she can't even talk to us without getting attacked by monsters. I feel so bad for her. But anyway, yeah, what I was trying to say is that there's some interesting dialogue that can happen if you say other stuff during the side quest, so let's cue the footage right now. And this is what happens if you pull up the treasure chest before you even talk to him. Whoa, buddy, how'd you move this chest? I've been racking my brain for days trying to think of a way to do that. And yeah, What was inside the treasure chest? It was treasure. Amazing treasure. Ah, that's so frustrating. If I just managed to get that chest, I'd be rich, and the ladies would be tripping over each other to be with me. Well, I suppose they did all that hard work for the treasure chest. As we go back to the Great Plateau to take care of this next side quest, I gotta say, the very fascinating thing about the Great Plateau is that it feels so massive when you're playing through it at the very beginning of the game, but then you teleport over to it to use as a starting point to go somewhere else, and it just seems so small. That's just something that's really fascinating about this game. So this area over here, unfortunately, we don't have a good map for it because we haven't activated the tower, and we could do that if we really wanted to. I didn't because I'm organized and I want to wait until a little bit later. And speedrunning tactics! Whee! That's not going to take us very far, is it? So over there, that's the very edge of the Dueling Peaks region. There's a Korok on top of the tower right there. If you saw the Dueling Peaks Korok opposite. It's moments like this that make me really thankful that I have the yellow stamina wheel. It's always really nerve-wracking whenever the lightning spark thingy appears on Link, but you don't exactly remember off the top of my head, off the top of your head what you have equipped that's metal. But anyway, I'm over here, this island, if you have the map unlocked to this place, I believe it's called Hylia Island. So that's something that's pretty interesting. The giant bridge thingy is right there. It's a little hard to see because it's raining. I don't remember the name of the bridge off the top of my head, but it's probably going to be something super obvious for longtime Zelda fans, and I'm completely forgetting because I'm bad at remembering stuff. So we can see over here that there's a Zora lady swimming around here, so let's be unnecessarily epic and glide to the island she's walking towards.
We got a big haul today. Fishing is so much fun.
You know, I would judge you for fishing right now in the middle of a thunderstorm, but honestly, it's kind of been a life goal of mine to fish in the middle of a raining thing. That was a very poorly grammatically worded sentence, so I'm just going to stop right there.
Frank? Yes, he's my darling, my love. Why, is something wrong? Ah! My darling, I'm sorry. I completely forgot. I got carried away. I've got to get back home right away. Here, you can have these. Stamanuka bass times 5.
Stamanuka is so fun to say.
Now they're all yours. Now then, time for me to go home to Zora's domain. See ya!
So as I was trying to say before I completely butchered my own sentence is that I've always wanted to go fishing in the rain because I just love the way the rain feels, and I'm sure it'd feel a lot cooler in the actual water and things like that. The problem though is that I don't actually like fishing that much, so I'm not entirely sure if that's something that I would actually do. So as we return to Zora's domain, there is something that I need to get off my chest because this has been bothering me. So, pretty much every source that I read on this game when I was doing research for this Let's Play says that after you complete the side quest, a Mai can be found, and I quote, in a pool that's being fed by waterfalls. It is not more specific than that, and it drives me crazy because I cannot find her anywhere. There are waterfalls everywhere, and I have searched every single one of them, and I cannot find her. So if anybody out there is able to tell me which waterfall she's at, please let me know, because I really want to talk to these characters after the side quest is over, and the only one that I can find is Frank. Link, my wife Mai, she came back to me. I cannot possibly thank you enough. But I shall try. Thank you, thank you, thank you, truly! Aw, he's happy that his wife returned. Alright, so let's go talk to their kids. So we have you.
Hi. What is it? Oh, hey, mister. I'm busy.
Here's some frogs.
What? Really? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and count them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5!
Whoa, you really brought them? Here, take this as thanks. Armoranth. This is called Armoranth. I picked it up because it's unusual, but it doesn't really suit me, so it's all yours. You said you had another dialogue thingy about your mother. Let's see if there's anything about that. You're not gonna let me talk. Okay, fine. What do you have to say? Good day. I'm so happy that my mom came home. Aww, they're a happy family now. So now that we defeat the Hinox near Zora's domain, we've reunited a happy family, and we got some treasure chests near the riverbed. We're in this video off here. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The episodes we're going next are going to be the exact same thing as the previous episode. You go in the next video on the playlist, we'll be taking care of the last of the side quests across the Zora's domain. You can take care of the next Divine Beast, you can search for Gorax, or you can ignore everything and go straight for Ganon. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'll be Lady Gear to you, and where would you like to go to next?